It's about that time. Thank you for joining us for another live segment of Dialogue with the Doc, where we discuss candid conversations outside of the pulpit. Now let's give it up for the host, Dr. Audra.
Hello. Blessings and greetings to you all. It is your girl, Dr. Audra. I am super excited tonight to be bringing you this amazing show on tonight. Listen, if you have not been with Dialogue with the Doctor before, we like to start off by just saying welcome. Go ahead and put something in the comments. Let me know that you're here. At least greet your girl tonight so that I know that you're here. We're live tonight, and I am so excited to be back with you. Hello, Miss Eleanor Baker. Blessings to you. I am so excited tonight to be back with you guys. Last month we had an amazing show with an amazing, two amazing women of God, and tonight, as we are celebrating breast cancer and domestic violence month. This is my anniversary month, guys. Next week, not next week, but 2 weeks from now, I'm going to do a great big anniversary show. Dialogue with the Doctor is going to do something big. We're going to bring back some old people. So definitely make sure you look forward to that. But we do bless you and we do greet you on tonight. Dialogue with the Doctor is a show where God has given me the ability to dialogue with different types of people, with different situations, where we have candid conversations outside of the pulpit. Things that we just can't sit down and have a conversation with about, but we do need to talk about. Tell somebody we need to talk about it. We need to talk about it. And so, as we are celebrating, hello, Ebony, my daughter, Ernisha, blessings to you. Thank you guys for joining us on tonight. And so I'm excited. I'm excited about what is happening with Dialogue with the Doctor. I want to put this little plug in before we bring on this great woman of God who has a story, guys. She has a story. Dialogue with the Doctor has been nominated for Podcast or Live Show of the Year. So please vote for me, vote for this show. I am super honored that Kenya Wheeler and the Worship Experience thought it not robbery to add us to the ballot. So, Dialogue with the Doctor has been nominated for a podcast or live show of the year. And I'm excited, just to be in the number and then to be celebrating 1 year anniversary at the same time. So, I am so excited about that. But listen, vote for your girl, vote. That information will be on my page. If you have not liked the page, hey, Patrice, blessings to you. If you have not liked the page, do me a favor, like, tag, share, tag somebody. As you guys have seen the flyer come out tonight, we have an amazing guest, one that I have secretly followed over the years through social media. I watch her bloom, I watch her life grow, and she is such, I would say, a pillar in this community. And sometimes you don't even know that. You don't even know how many people are following you in their life that like and follow your life. And I've watched her through some ups and some amazing ups and some amazing downs. But one of the things I've never seen her do was break. And so after conversation and we've been talking about domestic violence, I said, who better else to come on and to share her story? And so she has the whole floor tonight. So listen, I need those numbers to get up. I need y'all to get those numbers up on YouTube. We're live on YouTube right now, as well as we're live on Facebook. Get those numbers up. Good afternoon. Good evening, Terry. Get those numbers up tonight because there's going to be some information shared tonight that you need. Get your daughters. If you have a daughter that's in college, tag her. If you have a daughter that's in high school, tag her. Every young lady that you know that's connected to you or connected to your life, tag them because we want to be able to minister to these young people tonight. Hey, sis, Miss Terry, blessings to you joining us tonight. And so, again, I'm going to give just a brief introduction, but she's going to introduce herself when she comes on. This is Dr. Avis Chapman Reese. as I said before, an amazing woman of God. She's doing, listen, she's doing marketplace ministry. Everybody's not going to stand behind a pulpit. Everybody's not going to stand in the altar, but they are ministering. And I'm watching her. She's ministered to my own life just by watching her development, watching her grow. And so I am so excited to have her to join us tonight. So, without further ado, you guys are getting numbers up. Thank you so much for tagging and thank you so much for liking. I want to bring to your front this amazing woman of God, Dr. Avis Chapman. Hello. Hello.
Well, you make me sound like Michelle Obama.
That's one of the things I absolutely love about you as well. You're so professional but so funny at the same time. And people don't, sometimes they can't get my funny, doctor. They can't get my funny. They're like, wait, doctor, you funny. Oh, but I love to have fun. I love laughter. And so without further ado, first of all, thank you so much for taking this opportunity to share. I know it's not always easy to share your testimony, for whatever reason. But I'm so glad tonight that you're going to be with us and you're going to just let God have his way. Okay. Um, so
Okay.
first of all, tell the people who you are.
Hey y'all. I can't even see who's on. How many people
It
on?
is on the side. We probably got
Girl, I
about
don't know how to do that. We ain't doing
okay,
that. I'm not messing with nothing. Okay.
okay. There you can't see the comments. The comments are
No.
on the side.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey. Oh.
Okay, now you got it. Now you got it.
Okay. So my name is Avis Chapman Reese. Born and raised in West Palm Beach. I attended the best high school. It's not around anymore, but North Shore High School. But we were the first class to graduate from Palm Beach Lakes High School in 1989. Um, I attended an HBCU. I'm just going to leave it at that because that is a part of my story. And then I earned a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration. Um, 10 years later, well, probably like 9.5 years later, I went back to school and I earned my graduate degrees, all in education, master's in education, teaching and learning, an educational specialist degree in curriculum and instruction, and a doctorate degree in organizational and educational leadership. So, with that said, I've worn many hats, classroom teacher, my trade was cosmetology, so I've taught cosmetology as well. Um, in administration with the school district, I started out in Dade County, ended up in Palm Beach County. I've taught on a collegiate level. I still teach on a university level. I'm a professor at Central State University, Alliant International University, and I am the Dean of Academic Affairs at HCI College. So that's it.
Woo! Lord, and you rolled out. Listen, I'm tell y'all something. I am such a fan of women in business doing their thing. Girl, do your thing. I am your new biggest fan. I love
Oh,
the accolades. Listen, you do your thing. I think as women, we need to be more supportive of each other
we
versus
do.
being so. Yeah, we're supporting. I support that, and the fact that you furthered your education, like you just said, used to be. I knew you as from my knowing is a hairdresser. And
Oh,
woman said, wait a minute, change my name. It's doctor. No, listen, we work hard for the DRs to be put in front of our name. And so I
mm.
that's just amazing. It's amazing, amazing. And so tonight, just knowing all of that about you, tell us how you transitioned from cosmetology into becoming this doctor.
Well, actually, I started, well, my grandparents, okay? So my grandfather was very instrumental in education within this community. And so he was well known um, in within the school district of Palm Beach County. So I watched him in education. However, my grandmother was a cosmetologist, old school, press and curl. Yeah, I remember. So she had her own salon. So I've always, ever since I can remember in elementary school, doing both, playing in hair, but then I went on my grandfather's porch and passing out papers to my baby dolls, acting like I'm teaching. So honestly, I've always done both. Even in high school, I started out braiding. And then it just evolved into me doing my friends' hair, experimenting on my mother's friends' their hair, and my niche was cutting. So from getting whippings, playing in scissors, it just
Hopefully you cut
evolved
the
in this
baby doll's hair first.
I've even, there were some years where I did both, and I owned a
Mhm,
salon and I taught. So I've always done both. My
mhm,
grandfather always instilled in us, always have a trade. I don't care
mhm.
how much education you have a trade.
Oh,
So
awesome.
yeah.
And so you have a gift
Hmm.
that turns into a trade, because I always say you have the gift long before you get the teaching or the skills to turn the gift into a trade. And but always, even while you're working as this cosmetologist, working, you're still teaching, you're teaching, and so your heart is pounding to be a teacher. And
Yes.
so you were saying before you went to a HBCU,
HBCU. Hmm.
and you grew up in West Palm Beach, around that area. So tell us about the HBCU, and let's just dive into this story tonight.
Well, before I do, because of
Mhm.
the fact that I said teacher and we're talking about education, one of the people, the guests that you have here, and again, I'm going to give this lady her flowers every time I see her, every time I see her name. I don't care if she get tired. I know she's smiling. Debbie Range was my AP honors teacher. She
Um,
is the reason why I became a teacher outside of my grandfather. I dedicated my in my dissertation, um my I in my acknowledgments in my dissertation. I acknowledged my family, but I also dedicated my dissertation to Miss Range, and she's on here. And so
awesome.
I have to give her props. My
Mm,
family, I see some of my family members on here, my friends. But going to my HBC, all right, here we go. Um, I do not have. I'm the oldest of my mother's children and my biological father's children. So with that said, I did not have an older sibling, if you will, to share with me the red flags or things to look out for or to listen for, right?
mhm.
And so in going away to school, having fun, mom and daddy not there. So I'm just balling out of control, having fun, as we all do, right?
Right,
Um,
right.
so I met someone, and that was like my first real boyfriend. Okay. And so the honeymoon phase was telling me all these great things. You so pretty. You're this, you're that. And, went through the little blushing phase. But later on, taking me out, all of those things, and I'm just in love. He loves me. Oh, I love him. Oh, okay. And so he started telling me different things, and I thought it was kind of weird, but I took it as, oh my God, he loves me. Um,
Mhm.
Telling me things like, you need to be in your dorm at a certain time, or he would get upset when guys will speak to me. I had this little group that of my girls that we would all hang together, which we still do 30 something years later. And so he just having fun, I wasn't allowed to do the things that they would do.
So wait, let me stop you right there. Let me
Oh,
stop you, because we got to walk through this
we're
story.
gonna walk through it. Let's
Because
walk.
we're gonna help somebody that's on here.
Okay.
I love what you said right there.
Okay.
Red flags. And
Red
so prior to getting to college, did you date in high school? Did you know what was your experience with relationships? And Miss Rain says that you had a solid foundation. So what was your
I
home
did.
experience?
my home life, my grandparents, I constantly saw public displays of affection.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, they were the epitome of the healthiest marriage.
Mm.
My parents, my mom and my bonus dad grew up with them, not a problem. So again, I didn't, I only saw what I knew.
You only saw what you knew. And so when you say, and I love what we were talking about red flags, because I think a lot of times we feel like that's love when it's not love, it's control, and drawing that line between, okay, babe, I think it's safe for you to be home by this time, or
Hmm.
no, you can't be. And so let's talk a little about how you, when you got to the point where you felt like, wait a minute, this is more than love. This is something else.
Honestly, and I'm gonna be real frank with you. I was also we used to have candid conversations in groups, so group settings or whatever. And so when we were here, things like a young man beating up on a girl, I was one of the main ones. I have no problem saying this. She's stupid. Let a guy hit on her.
I love it.
Do this.
Real.
I would do that. So I was one of those people. Okay.
Mm.
And so even up to the light bulb came on at the first slap. The first slap.
So
We
it wasn't until then. So you didn't take his
no,
controlling gesture. You felt like that was
no.
love.
I thought
So
that
it
was
wasn't until the actual first. Okay, okay, that's okay.
yeah.
That's
I'm what, 18? So
okay.
he loves me, you know. Um he would say things like, if you leave me, I'll kill you. If I can't have you, can't nobody else have you. Okay? So I'm like, "Ooh, you love me like that? Oh,
Avis, please tell these, please, please. When I say please,
I
break
want to
that
be loved
down,
like that."
because people think that that is love. They
And
really
I
think
thought
that's
I was
love.
one of those people. I really, oh my God, he loved me like that, girl. You know, I remember vividly, like it was yesterday. We were all roughhousing, playing around, and I was with my friends. I was with my friends, and so we
Mhm.
were just acting silly one night, and he called me, "Come here." I'm like, "What?" Go up to my room. Mind you, my school was a Baptist school. First of all, it was not co-ed, but you told me to go to your room, and I went because I felt I just got yelled at. Okay, so when I went to his room, he came in yelling at me. Why am I running around with these girls? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? I mean, chastising me. And so in that moment, I found myself questioning myself. Well, maybe I shouldn't have done that. And so all of a sudden, slap me so hard, right? Now, here's the kicker. I said I was sorry. 5 minutes later, we're being intimate
After the slap.
after the slap.
So, ooh, you don't know how you're going to help people tonight. So
Okay,
first of all, the red
I'm just being
flag,
real.
and you know what? That's if Dr. Davis, if people would really just do that, we
Hmm.
would save our daughters, we
Hmm.
would save our nieces, we would save them. Because first of all, most of the time, and I love what you said, most of the time you feel like people get into these types of relationships because they didn't have that love at home. You saw love, you
I
saw
saw it.
a good
Hmm.
relationship. So you didn't know how to identify that, hey, this is
No.
different. This is off. And so now he's telling you he's controlling, but that's
Hmm.
really manipulation. Now I, and knowing the difference between me being protective and me being controlling.
Hmm.
That's a real fine line for women. That's a real fine line for women.
Hmm.
Knowing when, hey, yeah, he's protecting me. He said, baby, get home by this time, or something like that. But you can't be out and da da da. Da. And so now he slaps you.
Hmm.
No, no. The first thing is you start feeling
Yeah.
like you were wrong.
Yeah.
Now he done turned it on you. Now you're
Turned it on
feeling
me.
like wrong.
Turned
He
it on me.
y'all go from being slapped to intimacy.
Yes.
Please talk about what that felt like to you.
Um, it didn't kick in, still didn't kick in because I felt like I did something wrong. So let me not do it again. I'm not gonna do it again. Right. And then going forward, it was, I don't know how to describe it. But it was one of those situations where I had to feel, thank you, Eleanor. He made me feel guilty. And
Mm-hmm.
so it was one of those situations where over time, the Avis that every were fun Avis, and mind you, I did hair in school.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a time at some point, the hair that I made in school, I gave it to him. Okay. He controlled the money, right? Um, when I would get mail, because our mail room was across campus, he would walk to the mail room with me because he needed to see who's writing me. Okay. Even in, if I'm walking to class, and let's not be not even gonna talk about that. When I'm walking to class, he will walk with me because I don't need nobody speaking to you. So guys were literally scared to speak to me. So
Now, let me ask you a question.
mhm.
So, after the night of intimacy, after he slapped you,
Okay,
did you share that information with anybody?
nobody,
Mm.
nobody,
Why? What made you feel like that was private? That
because
wasn't
I was wrong. It was my fault.
your fault.
So I'm not gonna tell nobody. No, I'm not gonna tell nobody.
Wow.
So over time, people started to wonder what was wrong with me because I wasn't dressing the same. My hair, gotta remember, for a person doing hair, doing everybody else's hair, literally looking like I'm on something. I'm losing weight. My grades are dropping, right? So now Tri-Rail was hot. It was $1 to come home. I wouldn't come home. So 1 year turned into 2 years now. So now he's really controlling. I got a job at a Publix, a nearby Publix. He would come on my job and stand at my register my whole shift because you think that someone is trying to talk to me. Um, oh my God,
Wow.
I've been kicked out of a moving truck. Um, the arguments. Well, he will argue by himself because I wouldn't dare you know, speak back to him. I've been pushed down flights of stairs. Um, I lost 2 children. Um, my first pregnancy was after my summer after my freshman year, which was 1990. Okay. Um, so I aborted that child. The second year, I was adamant about having that child, but I lost it. I was devastated because I wanted that control,
Yeah, yeah,
control,
yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And so there was another instance where one of the young men that I grew up with, we grew up in the same church, and we were at a club because he played football at another school in the same city. And I saw him, hadn't seen him in a long time, gave him a hug. We were in the same club as my ex. All he saw was me hugging another guy. He drugged me out of that club, hit me with a Heineken bottle across my head. Thank God, never had nothing um on my face, nothing like that. But the last time he hit me was when I decided to move on. Didn't want to talk to him anymore. I'm trying to get
Wait,
away.
wait, wait. Before we get to that,
Okay,
because I
you got
got a
a
lot. I
question?
got someone on here saying this
Okay.
sounds just like my life. And
Oh,
so we got someone on here that's saying she's in this.
okay.
So let's talk about why you're still in it because we know you got to a point. Because I'm like my heart is so full right now because we started off with all your accolades,
Mhm.
and then we go back to this horror story that you survived. My
Okay.
God, Lord have mercy. Um, and it took that for to get you to where you are now. But when you're saying you're still in it, so after the slap, now it's progressively getting worse. Worse. You
Mm-hmm.
said, "Thank you. I'm currently going through a above relationship," and he wants to talk about it now. So you're going through this, and it's getting progressively worse, but you're still feeling like it's your fault.
Yes.
You're not talking to anybody. Nobody's asking you what's happening. Nobody
Well,
that's around you is trying to figure this out.
here's the thing, because this is what's wrong with the society now. It's none of my business, so I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm gonna
Ooh.
stay
So
out
you
of.
feel like they knew.
Of course. Now, here's the kicker. I will fight anybody about them, but I would never hit them back. Or I was a feisty one now. It's still in me, but
Thank God for deliverance. Uh,
Okay. Yeah.
so now the person who you love that's supposed to be
He was a
protecting you, you're
he was
his
a cheater.
protector.
Of course, but he was a cheater. So it was control. They are abusers are master manipulators.
Narcissistic.
Oh God, yes. Right? So I don't we're gonna touch on moving forward years
Mm-hmm.
past because people don't understand that depression is real. It's
It
real.
is. It is. It is. It is. And it'll always come back to
Yeah.
revisit. It
Oh
comes back
yeah.
to revisit. And so, okay, so you're now in the year one. You've lost a child.
Hmm.
You've aborted a child. You've
Hmm.
you lost another child. You want to actually have a child with this person, Lord. Um,
Because
and,
that's what he said to me. He said that he wanted we get married. You gonna have my baby? He so yeah, I want to have his baby. Of course.
and you're a teenager in high school.
I'm
Mom is not asking questions. Grandmom not asking. Nobody's asking questions.
I
So
kept
you were
going.
a master at hiding this.
Of
And this
course.
is what people do. They are a master at covering up their abusers. They protect their abusers because
Yes.
they feel like, one, if he gets caught, he gonna go to jail. It's gonna be my fault
Oh,
because he imparted so much guilt in you. And
yes.
two, if I tell, he gonna get me. So you have fear on both ends. So I want to say tonight, ladies, you got friends, we got people out here. Don't ever say to anybody why they stayed. You don't
Never.
know what the mental condition. My daughter's father was very abusive. I was literally on the side, and everybody know anything about Georgia, Jimmy Carter, Atlanta. Jimmy Carter is a very busy highway. When
Mhm.
he slapped me, Dr. Avis, I stumbled into the road with the baby on my hip. He didn't care about the baby. And it was at that moment where I'm like, either he's gonna kill me or
Mhm.
I'm gonna kill him. That's where I was at. And so no one knows why a person stays. But I'm just saying you're surrounded by so many loved ones and people who are who love you, who know how you do things and see a difference. And so now you've gotten to the losing the child, and you got so now we're coming up to you're going through this for 2 years.
Mhm.
What is your mindset for 2 years? You're in college.
Well, after the 2 years, now it's like I got to get out. So my love event for him eventually turned into fear. So now you're using because my siblings I have siblings in Atlanta with my that were with my biological father and my bonus mom, but I had siblings here, right? And so those siblings were small. They were children. Okay. So now the love that I had for him turned into fear. Okay. So now it's if you don't come back, I'm gonna shoot up your family. I'm gonna kill your whole family. So what am I to do? What am I to do now? So I have to because I can't bear the thought of losing my family. So I'm just gonna go back.
And I think this actually the show that I watched you on, one of the things that they were talking about was entanglements, about how we tend to not allow family to be involved because family can get caught up. Like I'm honestly, if my brother's watching this right now, he probably come from Texas back here.
Same here. Same here.
I never told my bro. I have 4 brothers. It would be rest in peace in front of his name. But we try to protect our family members. We try to protect people
Right.
and protect the abuser at the same time. And so we're caught in the middle. And
But
so
not
now
only
he's
that,
threatening
though.
your family.
Right. But not only that, I had older cousins that were guys, and I did get them involved. But after so many times that I tell them and I go back, it's hands off.
Oh, so now you. So, Ava, talk to me about what is your mindset at the time that you've gotten free. What is it phone calls? Is it text? What is he saying to you to get you to come back? Or what are
Well,
you saying to yourself to go back?
towards the end, like I said, the love that I had for him, the puppy love, turned into fear. Okay.
Mhm, mhm.
So once I decided, okay, listen, my parents ain't send me to school for this, and I have to get myself together. I had to literally dig myself out of an academic hole. Right, I've been on academic warning, academic probation, academic suspension. I had
Why?
to go to because I let my grades fall. It's
Okay.
very easy to let your GPA drop. Very easy, but it's hard. You got to work 3 times as hard to bring your GPA back up. Okay, so it's extremely difficult to juggle all of that with an abusive relationship. That's just extremely, you know. So it turned into fear.
Um,
And then I was being stalked at the tail end. So that for the last, because I do want to talk about the aftermath of it. But the
mhm.
last time that we got into an altercation, my ribs were cracked. So
So you're going to the hospital. What are you telling the people at the
uh,
hospital, David?
didn't go to the hospital, baby. I bound myself with ace bandages because that summer I had to go to my grandmother's house in Georgia. I didn't come here. I didn't want to come here because, mamas know, right? So I didn't come here. I didn't go to the hospital, right? So moving forward, years, and I just want to say this. There are so many women that, and we said this before the show, there are so many women that hide behind different things. It can be social media, makeup, hair, nails, clothes, whatever. But they're hiding behind a mask, covering up what's really happening.
Mhm,
Right?
mhm,
And
mhm.
so for years, I didn't want to talk about it. The last time that he hit me, I promised God, I said, because he had a gun. I later found out he had a gun. And I said, God, if you get me out of this, I promise I'll help somebody. I promise. And
So
I
he had a
thought,
gun.
yeah, yeah. So I thought that over the years, talking to, people here and there was my part of my fulfillment to my promise to God that, but no, he wants me to do like I'm doing right now. And it took me some years. And so after the fact, I'm operating now in transparency and obedience,
Yes.
right? Um, so
So the
there was
last incident, talk about the last incident so we could talk about what in your
okay.
mind clicked that it's over. So he broke your ribs.
I didn't want to, I just could not. First of all, I came there for an education and I was just determined. I was determined because I can't, it was a cycle. It was a cycle. Statistically, victims go back to their abuser 7 times before they actually leave.
Wow.
Statistically, you can look it up.
Mhm.
7 times, if not more. Everybody doesn't make it out. So I was determined to get out and stay out and not keep going back.
Mm-hmm.
But the the real work came for me talking about it, because I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want people to know what I went through. But the first couple of times that I did talk about it in an open forum, I didn't realize that I was helping someone, well, people, even now, even now. So if people would just stop and say it's none of my business,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get involved. Okay, so Alicia says, why
Why
do
do you
things
why
go?
you think they go back?
I said earlier that abusers are master manipulators. They are narcissists. They tell you what you want to hear. I'm so sorry, I won't do it again. And then the behavior changes and it
Mm-hmm.
goes back to what was. And
Temporarily.
before you know it, you're in a cycle.
That's it.
So people go back different,
And then they feel
reasons.
guilty. They sometimes the abuser make you feel like you're not good enough for anybody else. Nobody else will
Oh
love you like
yeah.
they love you.
Oh yeah.
There is so much manipulation
Of course.
that
Don't have no kids.
you
Don't
have to
nobody
break.
want you.
Oh no, you can't. You can't. Ooh.
You
I
know.
had a kid, Avis. It only took him 3 times to do what he did, and
Mhm.
I had a whole escape plan. I had a whole escape plan. I was in Atlanta, Georgia. I was literally packed up and gone before he got back to the house. And he never saw me again. I was gone. I was I watched family members go through abuse, and I had my mind made up that wasn't gonna be my life.
Mhm.
But I like what you said. So after he broke your ribs, you made up your mind you didn't want to live like that. I
Mhm.
want to talk to Joy. Joy, I see you on here. She's basically saying she's going through this right now. She's posting
Mhm.
pictures. I don't know who she is.
I do.
You do. Okay.
Mhm.
So we want to try to get you some help, Joy, if we can.
Yes.
I don't like to do these types of things and not acknowledge that you're crying out for help. Um,
Yes.
and so I love this as we continue to carry on. We're here. I see some of the other ladies in the comments are trying to also assist, but you have a support system. We're going to help you tonight in any way that we can to help you be safe. See, that's
Mhm.
the whole thing, Avis. How did you know that you were going to be safe? What was your escape
Mhm.
plan?
It's hard when you are in close proximity on a college campus. It's hard. It's
Mhm.
real hard. You know, um, after that, because that was like my going into my first semester of my senior year. I was just determined to. A lot of it is willpower and not listening to the I'm sorry's and I can't live and I'm gonna die. I'm gonna kill myself if you don't come back. I had to move past that. You know, so a lot of it is the biggest battle we face is in our mind. So a lot of it is willpower. And I was just determined to finish school. And once I left school, I didn't look back. Period.
Okay, so you were done after you left school,
Done.
and he came looking for you.
Not after school, no.
It's interesting.
No,
So after you left, you went back home. He never came back looking for you.
no,
That
no,
is interesting.
no.
Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Okay. So you
But
leave school and you're now dealing with this trauma.
I leave school. I came back home and I got married. I had my daughter. Everything was fine. When I got married, though, word got to him that I was getting married and that he tried to come back, and nope, you know. However, and I never got, I got a half apology, like probably within the first 5 years after I graduated, because we did have a conversation. But again, that's 20 something year old Avis, right? Um, I did have trust issues with men,
Mhm.
with
Mhm.
relationships, with the cheating and a trigger. I had went through triggers, certain smells, certain songs, um, certain like movies I can't watch. However, there was a time where when I felt like I wanted to start my nonprofit to help other people, that old devil brings back memories, and depression
Trauma. It's
was sick.
trauma. Mhm.
Depression was sinking in.
Mhm.
So I tried to take my life 3 times.
Wow.
Three,
Wow. Wow.
because I didn't understand what my purpose is or was. I just
So
didn't.
what were those feelings? Are you feeling like, why did I stay? What was wrong? And I love what Miss Rain said. She says her
Mhm,
girlfriends, they took their classmate to seven. She says she believed they contributed to her abuse. If we're hiding it for them, we're not helping them.
mhm,
If we're hiding, now we do have to be careful. That's why I'm my heart. I'm really thinking about Miss Joy here, because we could say something, and Miss Joy, we got to make sure. That's why I say you have to come up with an escape plan,
mhm.
of a way, and
Yes,
surround yourself with the support. Um, she, she's in the prices. I think I don't know what that means. In the
process. It's
process,
a process.
she's in the process, and making that plan. And like you said, first of all, you gotta have your mind got to be made up. Period. Because if
Absolutely,
it's not, you're gonna go back.
absolutely.
And you're gonna continue to put yourself in a worse situation, because now you
Mhm.
got to deal with why you left. You got to deal with
Mhm.
all that stuff. And so now, after you
Some people, Dr. Audra, feel like they don't have anywhere else to go, so I might as well stay here. But they have to understand, if children, especially if children are involved, what are you doing to those children? Because those children can act out in school. If you have sons, how do you know your son may grow up thinking that this is okay to treat
Mhm,
women this way? If
mhm,
you have a daughter, your daughter may grow up feeling like this is what love looks like, so I'm going to accept you. It's a
mhm.
cycle.
It's a cycle. It's definitely a cycle. It's definitely a cycle.
It's a cycle.
Jane is
So,
saying, "Do you ever have the fear that they would ever come back again and attempt to hurt you?" I think you will always live with that fear, right?
so here's the crazy thing. When I go to homecoming, there were times, there were years where I didn't know I was having panic attacks because I would see him. I would see him, right? And so the things that I have gone through, and I spared much of the gory details tonight. Um, the average person would have lost their mind.
You say you was drug. You
Seriously.
you said something about being thrown out of a truck. Did you say
Yeah.
you got threw out of a truck or
Yeah.
something?
People would have, I mean, and for years I didn't want to talk about it, mainly because, especially on social media, um, we're friends with mutual people. And one of my sorority sisters, I had to call her because she was one of the ones in my crew, still is. And I was contacted by Latoya Perry, and
That's my girl.
the first Stiletto Awards, right?
Mm.
She contacted me because she wanted to present me with the Valor Award. And I said, "Well, Toya, what is that?" And so she said, it's for domestic violence victims. And I want you to accept this award. And even in that moment, now I'm talking 2000, what, 17? Now, mind you, this was in 92, from 89 to 92, okay? 2017, in some morbid way, I was still in my mind. If I don't care how you look at it, it is what it is. I was trying to protect him because I say, "No, Toy, I don't want to do it," because I didn't want it to be the pictures and stuff to be on social media. Why? Because we have over 200 mutual friends. And I called my friend. I called Sean and I said, Sean, what do you think about this? She said, Avis, get that award because this is your story and it's time for you to start talking.
We
And I
got
said, you sure? And that opened the door, believe it or not, for me to publicly talk about it. And so people that, see me on social media and, I love my friends know I love to take pictures. See, they don't understand my story, the backstory. I ain't supposed to be here. So I could take all the pictures I want to take because I'm not supposed to be here.
Listen. Oh, that's my baby. Hey, you did. My baby right there. No, but you're right, Avis. I said this to actually Latoya today because
Mhm.
that's one of my one of my members as well. Me, she and I were talking, and we were talking about some plans that we're making or whatever. I said people want your pain to be so loud, but when you come out of it, they want you to be so quiet. I love that. Nobody knew your story. Nobody knew what you were going through. Nobody knew what you had suffered, but we tend as ladies, as women, we put on this facade because we want everybody to think we're so strong and we have it all together and we're making it and we did it and here it is. Now you're achieving those goals that you want to achieve in life, but you're
Mhm.
still dealing with the trauma and the torment of what went on 20 years ago, 30
Right.
years ago. And so um now fast forward to now.
Mhm.
You're a doctor, you're doing your thing, you're married, and a definitely a pillar and a resource in the community. And now you're sharing your story. I like tell me please don't tell me it's the first time you shared it publicly.
No,
Oh,
no.
okay.
On a
Woo.
I've been on podcasts before, but every time I share a little more, I speak at different churches, different domestic violence seminars, workshops. I've really since 2017, I have become more vocal because I realize that the devil don't want you to do that. He wants you to sit and waddle in this pity party. And but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not
Mm,
gonna do that. So
mm.
I'm gonna move forward with my nonprofit organization.
Okay, what's the name of your
Because
nonprofit?
I'm still pondering on the name,
Okay, okay.
but there aren't
We'll
to me.
debut it.
Right. So to me, there are no no reputable, I'm gonna say that, shelters here in Palm Beach County. I don't
Now,
see that.
now let
I
me say this to you. I worked in shelter, I want to say 20, 30 years ago as a
don't.
young girl. I worked where her name was Ann Harvey. I never forget it. There was a shelter right in Riviera Beach. It used to be a motel. And I remember when it closed because her son was killed in an accident and she
Mhm.
later died from grief. I remember trying to look into it. Not one,
Right.
not one.
But I don't want just a shelter. I want classes to assist women and men go through it too. But I want to
Absolutely.
focus on women, especially women with children who want to go back into the workforce, who you don't people don't understand what it feels like to have all of the self-esteem beat out of you.
Mm,
Point where you just feel ugly. So I
wow.
want to have all types of services and resources for women because I don't see that here.
Yeah.
I don't see that here, and I'm going to move forward. I keep putting it on the back burner,
You
and
have my wholehearted support in anything that you do in that manner because like I said, when I looked into it,
mhm,
I wanted to create something to where we're not putting people back into the system.
mhm,
Because I watched them bring them in and put them back in the system, teaching them the tools, how to go to an interview, getting you a nice job.
absolutely
There were
employability
people
skills, all
with
of that.
degrees that were in that shelter that
Mhm,
just felt that were running from an abuser. How to reestablish yourself? What can you do to not put you into the system? because the system, we know that, oh, I don't want to talk about system tonight, but the system does nobody, it's
Injustice, nope.
created to keep you in bondage. It's created to keep you in bondage. And so I'm absolutely loving this tonight. Of First of all, ladies, I want you, we're gonna retrack a little bit, red flags. Um and you sharing your testimony, it to me, it's very life changing, because you're basically saying, listen, doc, I was there. He slapped me, and right after that, hey, we're intimate because I want to make him happy. I want to please him. I
So
want
let
to.
me say this. Let me say this.
Mhm.
Domestic violence, and a lot of people, and I'm not calling people ignorant, but ignorance means to not know,
Lack of
right?
knowledge.
And so domestic violence comes in many forms. It can be physical, it can be verbal, it can be sexual, it can be financial, it can be
Financial.
spiritual, it can be
Yes.
emotional, it can be all of those things. And so the if nobody takes away anything tonight, number one, check on your strong friends.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Check on your strong friends because, again, like you said, a lot of women hide behind different things because they want, we want people to know we got it all together. I don't have it all together. I don't have it all together. However, but even before this podcast tonight, I asked God, help me help somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna bind that spirit of nervousness. I'm gonna bind that spirit of anxiety. Because believe it or not, I'm shy.
You what?
Believe it or not, I am. Because
You know,
I
I
have
tell people
problems.
I'm shy too, though,
So
David. They be laughing
serious.
at me, but I'm very shy. I'm
I
very shy.
am. So every time I talk about it, my chest sticks out even more because I am not my circumstance
That's good.
back
That's
then. I'm not. And so I'm one of the fortunate ones that got away. But depression is real. Depression is really, really, really real because I went through that. I had plans to go on the top of the Blue Heron Bridge, Audrey, and
mm,
make a sharp right.
I've been there. I've been there. I've
Okay.
been there.
Okay.
My time in Atlanta, listen, it wasn't done but God. I think one time, I think it was God pulled me over. I was on 285. I said, I'm going over. This is it. I was 7 months pregnant. I couldn't do it no more. Every day, my name was not even Audra. My name was dumb or stupid. That was the only two things I could answer to. You so
Mm,
dumb. Mind you, degreed. I'm
mhm,
degreed. You ain't
mhm,
got a high school diploma. But
mhm,
I'm dumb. I'm stupid. I'm every day I was dumb. Every day I was stupid. I can remember nights when he would go to sleep. He had sleep apnea. And when he
mhm.
would stop breathing, I would pray God
That
to
he
take
just,
a breath, that he just stopped breathing. And it was at that point I said, this ain't this either I'm gonna kill him or he gonna kill me.
yeah.
But the manipulation, Avis, I left Atlanta and I was in Florida and he was still controlling me. I wouldn't go anywhere unless he knew. I wouldn't do anything. If he called my phone and I wasn't home, I would freak out. I would have heart palpitation. My heart would be going fast. I gotta make up some kind of story, make up some kind of lie. He had people everywhere that knew me or knew him. Or go over there and check. Go find out what she's doing. Find out. I have literally, and I don't know if you went through this, been strip searched.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Take everything out. Let me check you.
Oh, of course. Of course. Here's
You
the crazy thing. You if I'm going away, I take out all my clothes off and you'll come and smell me. What you gonna huh?
but
But I
it
stood
was.
there. See, people don't understand.
They don't get it. I think they do, but I think for me, my mindset at the time, I had left Florida. I had no family in Atlanta. Nothing. Nobody there. I'm there. I'm pregnant. Me and him knew each other in high school. We
Mm,
reconnected later on in life. And he was very big guy. He's a big guy. Like he could mush me and I'm falling back. It didn't matter. And so here, and not only was he manipulating me, his mama, it was the mama, him, so I'm there and I'm alone. I literally gave birth to my child in the hospital room while he was with somebody else. And I'm calling and trying to find. Oh, y'all don't see. Y'all see these. Y'all see doctors behind our name, in front of our names. Y'all see these God doing certain things, but you don't know that there's a whole story behind who we are and who we become to be. And I don't talk about my story as much, Dr. Avis, as either. And sometimes I think about how, because I sometimes I feel like it wasn't long. It was a couple of years, but even a couple of years, like you said, that's a long time
A long
to be
time.
mentally and physically abused by someone that you said that love you.
Absolutely.
There are times I would be in the other room with him, and my dad would be in the opposite room, and my daddy didn't even know he was in there
Hmm.
tearing me up, and I couldn't say anything because I knew my dad would kill him.
Yeah.
And so we feel guilty. We feel like we cannot say anything. So multiple times I said, I made plans. I said, okay, that's it. I don't want this baby to come in the world without a mama because I don't want to leave her with this monster because I know he's a monster. I got to get out of here and I'm taking her with me. But it wasn't for God. If it was not for God,
Hmm.
several occasions I pulled on the side of 285 in the middle of the night, cried for 45 minutes until I could gather myself. And God says, go home. And so coming through that, surviving what I would say the worst, even as a young girl, and now becoming who you have become and doing the work that you become. First of all, I told you earlier, girl, you could run for the mayor of the city if you
No,
want.
ma'am.
You,
No.
that's how much influence you have and how great your name has become, and to know that you surviving is going to cause so many others to be able to survive. And if you could encourage anybody tonight that may still be in it, may feel like, because we in the time, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, trying to find a man period is hard.
Yeah.
But I never tell it, don't settle. If it don't look right, don't smell right, it ain't
It
right.
ain't right.
Pay attention to the red flags. That
Yeah.
there's a very thin line between love and control, protection and control. It's a thin line. Don't, when it goes over that line, don't be, ooh, he's so
Yeah.
girl, no, 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 no. And so we have to pay attention to the red flags. We have to pay attention to what doesn't look right. And you were in college, and I hope there's somebody watching this on the replay is in college, because being young and trying to start life, and just being free away from your family, you feel like, okay, this is the first person that said they love me. My issue was, I never heard that at home. I came from a broken home. So the first person that said I was proud of you, I was like, ooh. And
Hmm.
so understanding why, what are the dynamics? What was it about me that allowed me to be there? And even not to bring guilt on myself, but to identify what was what allowed me to stay as long as I stayed, and how do I fix that? And how do I help somebody else not to do that?
Well, I would again, you have to, I'm not gonna say I didn't love myself. It all goes back to I went into school not knowing what to look for, right? And also statistically, it doesn't just start as early as college.
Yeah, somebody just said, Toya, hey Toya. She said high school.
Not Toya, you right.
High
Let's go to
school.
middle school. Let's go to middle school.
I
Okay.
wish a joker would.
Let's go to middle
You
school.
call my daughter.
Yes. And when I speak to young ladies, first of all, young ladies, these jokers don't buy your clothes. They don't pay your cell phone bill. So how is it that they can tell you when to answer your phone or question you, why didn't you answer your phone? What do you have on? Did they buy your clothes? So it goes as early as middle school. Okay. So again, and you also have to think kids model what they see. So we have to be mindful of what we say and
Yes,
what
ma'am.
we do in front of children, because
Mm,
it's gonna, that abuse and the remnants of the abuse is going to manifest itself through your children in school.
because by staying, we're telling them it's okay.
It's okay. And then they can take, and then sometimes they get angry because they see their mom constantly get hit on, right? So um I just, for me, listen to those red flags. If someone is talking to you or treating you in a way that you are gonna have to question who you are, it's time to go. It's time to
Mhm.
go.
Or if you
And
feel like you're losing yourself.
right, right. It's time to go. So now, years later, first of all, I I know what I'm gonna tolerate. I know what I'm not gonna tolerate. You know, so I love me too much, and I have too much work to do. I know I do. I know I do. So I'm gonna keep talking. I'm gonna keep helping. I'm going to keep fighting. And again, doesn't necessarily, and some nosy people, and again, some people don't want to share their story because they're apprehensive, because we might be friends to people who are not friends to us.
They watching. They on here. They
Let
always on here.
let me say it for the people in the back.
Yeah, say it for the people in the back.
We may not be friends. We're friends to
Mhm.
people who may not be friends to us.
I
And
told my
so
daughter that
our
yesterday.
words, our stories may be a conversation piece
That's
to
okay.
others.
I love
So that's why people don't, some people may not want to even share their story.
But I think it's like
So
you said though, you gotta understand. See, I know they watching my show because I see the views. Because like you see 21 people on here, but then when I go back, it'd be like thousands of views. So I know they watching. So that's fine.
right.
I love telling my testimony because one, it's my story. The Bible says that I'm set free by the blood of the
Mhm,
Lamb and the word of my testimony. Two, I'm free. It's behind me now. Watch
mhm,
me now. That's what I tell people all that. Watch me now.
mhm.
And they got one thing that came. I almost said, "Baby, I'm trying to be professional, doc." I feel like we're friends right now. Talking,
Listen,
but
I
you
say
doing your
I'm a
thing.
professional hood person.
Come on, like that's
Okay.
me too. But you're doing your thing. You have superseded the odds. And one thing no one could ever take from you is that you have succeeded and that you survived to be able to tell the story. There are so many that are not here to be able to make this testimony. And I think it's just like you said, your confession, God, if you get me out of this, I'm going to help others to get out. And so that is the whole reason. And I hope y'all watching, those ones that want to watch to go to, oh, did you hear? Because guess what? I say that's free advertisement for me.
Right.
It is. Oh,
Right.
Dr. Aja talk free advertisement. Because that means the same 2 or 3 that you went to go tell, they coming to watch next week. Thank you to the newcomers. I appreciate you. And so you always look at that as that, but we know that you're helping, know that your story and your testimony is helping so many, and that you are definitely a beacon of light in the earth. And the fact that you survived to be able to tell the story, it's definitely going to be your testimony. I love it. We are at our time. I don't know if it was something else you wanted to share, Avis. I want you to get it all out because I was watching that last. I said, I almost took the mic and said,
No, I'm just Joy, I will be calling you, ma'am.
yes, please. If you know her, call her. Y'all
I
reach
know
out to
her.
her.
I
Okay.
know her. I invited Joy.
Okay.
Um, we talked. Joy is my cousin.
Oh wow.
And yeah, she gonna be all
Okay.
right. She gonna be all right. That's all I'm gonna say. She
And I'm
gonna
gonna
be
go back to something Debbie Miss Rain said. If
okay.
we're hiding for the person, hiding the situation, then we're not protecting them. We're protecting the abuser. And so
Mhm.
we don't want to protect the abuser. Ladies, know what those red flags are. We can't list them all because there's so many variations of red flags. But know who you are. No, there go my girl. Hey, Sharika, know who you are. Know your worth. Know that you're better. I'll be honest and say this. I've been in an abusive marriage. I know what it's like. I know what it feels like. So I can, when I hear you're hurt, it's almost like I went back to my trauma for a minute. I had to snatch myself back. And the beauty of it is that you're able to say, it happened, but it didn't kill me. I
Mhm.
got out. And so we want tonight, my goal is to help someone else get out, to get the courage to walk away. Don't
Mhm.
ever feel like that nobody else can love you. You're beautiful and wonderfully made, created in the image of God. And so that makes you lovable all by yourself, no matter what your physical appearance looks like. And as Joy said earlier, yes, there's physical abuse. Dr. Ava said it. There's Dr. Reese said it. There's physical abuse, there's financial abuse, there's so many different levels of abuse
Mhm.
that are out there. Know the signs, know the red flags, and get the courage to walk
I
away.
want to. I'm sorry. I
Come
see
on, don't be sorry, have your way.
Eri Gonzo. How can you get a friend out if they aren't ready? Other than listening to them weep and complain, what else can we do? Honestly, is nothing you can do. You know why? Because when she gets tired, see, you can't want it more than her
That's
for her
right.
to get out. Okay.
Preach.
So when she gets tired, and I pray to God that it's not too late because I've seen it happen. So many women want to get out, but they don't do anything, and then they ended up losing their lives. So there's nothing you can do. Nothing. I'm sorry. There's nothing you can do. Um,
Yeah, because if you try to do too much, she'll withdraw from you. And
she will.
you
She
gotta
will.
be
Not only
real
that,
strategic.
he may do something to you because my abuser did something to my knocked me out and knocked my friend out. So both
What?
of us laying
You
on the
didn't tell us
ground.
that part.
Oh yeah.
She was
Oh
trying
yeah.
to help you and he
Trying to help, girl. We were running through my dorm like we was in a Friday 13 movie. You hear me? He came through my window, came through her window. I was in her room, and he was listening to a conversation that we were having, and came right through, tried to come through the window because we saw his shoe. We darted out the room because that particular dorm, the upperclassman dorm, was shaped like it's a long hallway, and then you had two long hallways on the side. And so we were trying to go to one of the side doors, and he caught us head on, slapped me, knocked me down. I'd never forget, I had a pink Michael Jackson, I'm bad, nightgown with the big fluffy house shoes. Yeah. Knocked me out and knocked my friend out.
and see
So
my he hid in the he was home when I got home. I didn't know he was home. So I'm on the phone with a friend. He's hiding in the bathroom in the bathtub, listening to my conversation. Jumps out, and I'm pregnant. I'm 5 months pregnant. Uh, I, listen, and so I love that. Sometimes as friends, you can get involved, and I've seen where friends have been killed
yes.
trying
Yes.
to help.
Yep.
So somewhere you got to get the courage to walk away.
Absolutely. But so you can't want it more than your friend. She has to get tired. And like I said, it's nothing you can do. Because even if you strong arm her and pull her out the house to go to your house, guess what? She gonna be on the phone with him that night, that same night, and she gonna go back tomorrow. If she's not tired. She has to be tired. It's nothing you can do.
And I have a friend, and
I love
it's
you,
been
Miss
go,
Evans.
it's been going on for, I want to say, Avis, probably about 25 years. I mean, there's one time he knocked her out to where she was out of it for a good 3 minutes, and it's nothing you could say. There's nothing, and they're still together, still together. And so I love this. I could talk to you all night because you're amazing. Uh, but
Oh,
um, definitely, once that organization is up, I would love to debut your organization. And like
okay.
you said, you have my total support. Ladies, if you were on here tonight, do us a favor, share this with a friend, share this with someone. Sometimes it takes the being put in your ear. And Miss Erica, Miss E, I don't know physically what you could do, but I do know what you could do. You could pray. And prayer does work. Pray for your friend. Be that support that she needs. Don't judge her. Don't judge her because
Oh
we
no,
don't
please
know.
don't.
Don't judge her. Don't judge her.
No.
Because some of us are, I wouldn't say stronger than others, but our capacity is different.
Different.
The
Yeah.
things that you took, Dr. Audrey would have been passed out so much. So over there in the crazy houses with the white
Yeah.
jacket on. So some
Yeah.
people have the ability to take more than others. And so you being that support may be what's saving her life. And so just continue to be that support. Don't judge her, and pray. That's all I can say. So listen, guys, I feel so excited for all that has been released on tonight. It is the domestic violence month. And I don't think it should be a month. I think this is something we should, us brown girls, need to definitely deal with on a day-to-day basis. Avis gave us so many points. Look for the red flags. Check on your strong friends. Come on, because we have mastered dressing up,
Oh,
looking the part, and going home and falling apart.
absolutely.
Mastered it. We got the lashes, the lipstick. We got it going on. But we need to be real about what's happening. Share with, get that. One thing I love about you, Avis, I'm telling you, because you don't know me, right? I just follow sisterhood. I love the sisterhood, like where women can be so catty sometimes,
Oh,
but
that's another
that's a whole nother
podcast, Audra. Come on,
show. I
that's
know,
another
but
show.
when you create a safe place to where your friends where you can share your downfalls and share your successes,
Yeah.
and people root for you and not feel like you're in a place where somebody gonna be if we could ever get to that point, Avis.
If you can find that, that is a bonus, right? That is a bonus. And for me, I just have that personality that I can get along with anybody. However, I don't let everybody in my friend circle. So I have probably 4,999 friends, but that don't mean that all of them are my friends. You get what I'm saying? So I I have learned to put people in categories.
That's me. I can't. Oh, okay.
I
People
have
swear I got a
learned,
lot of friends, but
and I meet you where you are. I meet you where you are, because there are some of my friends that I know that I can call any time of the night, and I know they'll be there. I know they will, because they know one thing about me. I'll be there. They know that, right?
you are the
So
friend that
I'm that friend,
you
but
just.
I learned the hard way. Everybody that I'm friends with, they not my friend.
I told my daughter this yesterday. I said, my sister, my older sister, she told me this long time ago. Just because you called them friend, don't
Mm-mm,
mean they call you friend. And,
mm-mm.
and so, ladies, let's create a sisterhood. Let's stop judging each other. Let's stop, let's love on one another. Let's celebrate each other's successes. My sister came on here and gave her
Say that's
laundry.
another lecture.
Right? That's a whole
That's
nother.
another lecture.
Another, you know, and come on here and do it. We both doctors in our own right, but just hearing her accolades and hearing what God is doing in her life, it's amazing. Let's support each other. Create those safe spaces to where people can share and say, look, hey, I'm struggling right now, and
Yeah.
stop trying to be like the Joneses and have this and have that. Success is different for everybody. For me, it's living a healthy, whole, balanced life with God and family. That's it.
Absolutely.
But anyway, like you said, that's another show. I love you. Listen,
I
guys, if
love
you
you too,
are over
girl.
here, this is my new. I know I ain't made it to the circle yet, but we're gonna be sisters. It's fair. It's fair. Oh, it's fair. It's fair. Listen,
Oh
you
my God.
at least let me on the outer courts or something.
I
Listen,
got
I love you.
I
Again, like I
love you
said,
too.
as you go forward, guys, if you don't now, don't go bombard the lady page trying to be friends. She said she got 4,000 friends.
Wait, let me see where I am. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see
Okay,
where.
if y'all want to connect with her, she's on social media. She's doing so much stuff in education. Listen, I'm about to hit her up about my daughter, which school she need to go to. I believe in healthy connections. I believe in following the right people because some of y'all following the wrong people.
I
Okay, but I'm
got 4,990.
I delete people. Hey, Dr. Davis, I delete people on their birthday because, I'm about done with all the African people on their birthday, and then I probably calm
Yeah.
down. But listen, let's connect. Let's
Okay.
be that support system for one another. When you do launch, hey, call me. That's my girl Terry on here. That's my girl, y'all. That's my sister from another mother. Terry, I love you. We'll be talking soon, but let us know about your organization because we're gonna
Okay.
be there when you cut the red tape. We're gonna be there
Yes, I'm
and
ready.
love on you. Listen, guys, if you join this broadcast tonight and you're not following Dialogue with the Doctor, these are the types of things I talk about. Do me a favor, follow your girl. Come on, follow me. Let's support this movement as we have real conversations. I have some great stuff coming up to you for the next month. And like I said, y'all vote for me. They put me in.
How can I vote? Send me the link. What I need to do?
I'll post it on the page.
Okay.
It's the praise and worship experience. They're doing a award show that they do every year,
Okay.
and Dialogue with the Doctor has been nominated as Podcast Live Show of the Year. So, guys, vote for me. And listen, if you desire to tell your story, hit me up. I don't have a particular person or a particular platform. This platform is for people that can share their story that can help somebody else.
Yep.
Okay, that's
Yep.
what we want to do. If you want to hit me up, I saw my girl Latoya on here talking about her story. I might have to get her next, but let's talk about it. Let's not be silent, and let's save our daughters. And our nieces from going through what we went through. Dr. Avis, I'm going to pray us out. I love you. Father, we thank you tonight for all that was said and done. We thank you for this great voice that you're raising up for this time and for this season, for this region. I pray, Father, that you will anoint her afresh now, cover her organization, cover her ministry, cover her mind. And even as she's walked herself through torture and through torment, I pray, Father, that the lives that she helped will exceed her expectations, Father. I pray, God, that she will impact so many. I don't know why I keep telling her to go for the mayor, but God, I pray now that whatever the platform it is that you have for her, God, I pray you will give her the confidence, give her the boldness, give her the strategic ideas that she needs, God, to succeed. I'm praying now for every woman that's under the sound of my voice, every person that's on this podcast tonight that may be experiencing some type of abuse, whether it be physical, financial, emotional, whatever it is. God, I pray tonight that after they've heard this amazing testimony, that you're going to give them the courage that they need to walk away, knowing, God, that you are God and above you there is no other. And so, God, tonight I pray that something was said or done tonight that's going to set a fire ablaze in the hearts and the minds of your people. It is this prayer that we pray in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Blessings to you all. And hopefully I see you again soon when we cut the red tape on this organization that you don't got a name for yet.
I
All
feel
right.
it.
Good night, everyone. Blessings.
Joy, I'm calling you now.
Please call Joy now.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.